You know, it's sad that Putin seems to be, and Russia seems to be, the only voice of reason during this ridiculous handoff of the nuclear football to this idiot Obama. Putin and Russia seem to take the stance of, hey, wait a minute, let's wait and see. The love fest around Obama, to the point where these ridiculous people are actually calling him God and Savior and Messiah in the world. This love fest for this guy, the only reasonable voice has been Putin, the Russian president. The only reasonable voice has been these folks, and that a former communist, not so good government is our only hope, our only voice of reason. Then so be it. Putin didn't say come forward and say I love you. Russia didn't come forward and say I love you. I'm going to hold you accountable, Bush, and that little tiny man that you have as our Homeland Security guy, this guy's shirt off. You're going to be accountable. If he does anything nuclear, if he turns one weapon against the people of the United States, if he calls martial law, Obama, if he calls for martial law, if this Democratic Congress and Obama call for any suppression of the voice of the people, which they've already started, talk radio, if he suppresses in any way the people of the United States, you, Chertoff, Bush, are going to be held responsible. I'm not going to go after him. It's you. And if the news media, if they have any bit of decency left anywhere, will go after you and slam you, because it will be your fault. You people know. If there's anything behind the scenes that the folks can't see, you know it already. He doesn't release his medical records. That leads me to believe that this better not come out later, that this guy is being treated for AIDS due to his intravenous drug use. The American people had the right to know that before they elected him, including those silly people that voted for him. The American people has a right to know if he suffers from sickle cell anemia, which is a high probability, being that his biological father is from Kenya. Very high, higher than the normal high rate that blacks have of sickle cell anemia. This would not disqualify him from the presidency, but it would have been good for the American people to know. I hold you responsible. You are accountable, and you silly CIA and Secret Service people, you are responsible. I know what the checks I had to go through when I got a secret clearance. And I'm sure this guy doesn't even have to go through that because, oh, he's elected. You are accountable for this mess, Bush. Your legacy is mud. What little bit of it you may have been able to have, if stuff comes out about this guy later on, and believe me, people are going to investigate, and if this guy has any nuclear exchange, and if this country is attacked, during his presidency, you are accountable. You handed the nuclear football over to this guy who even the Democrats say, well, I don't know. I have a feeling. I just have a feeling change is coming. Look, his party's falling apart right now. He's just pissed off all the Jewish folks because most of the Democratic Party are made up of Jew haters. And what's the first thing he does? He puts this punk, Emmanuel, as his chief of staff. The guy that talks in his ear every day, all day long. You are accountable, Bush. You are accountable, Chertoff. There's nothing in the law that says that as a sitting president that you can't bring up stuff on a candidate that you know about that the American people don't know. And that includes whether that guy's being treated for AIDS due to intravenous drug use. The American people deserved to know that. Anyway, right now, the way I look at it, our only hope and the only voice of reason I've seen has come out of Russia. They didn't send this guy a message saying, "Thank you, Savior, we love you." No, they said, let's sit back and watch. And let's let this guy know no nuclear exchange is going to be acceptable. MSNBC, Chris Matthews, if this goes the way I think it's going to go, I mean, we already see the Democratic Party coming apart. Already, buyer's remorse, and this guy has not even taken office. Buyer's remorse. Who do you think? They're going to give that money to GM not to help the economy, but to pay for those workers' pension plans, health care, and things like that. America, if that doesn't piss you off, then I guess you don't care what's going to happen to you. Obviously, 62-some million of you don't care. You think you're smart. Anyway, Chris Matthews, I hope that soon you get another job. What a blatant... You know what? At least you're being honest. Unlike Fox News, they do it. They're going to help keep Obama in office by slamming Palin for the next 4 years. Republicans, y'all need to start kissing Palin's butt. She is your only hope. And if you don't do it within 4 years, the next 4 years are going to completely tank this place, if it's not tanked already. You need to start kissing Governor Palin's butt, this wonderful woman. And you better start apologizing for your misdeeds. You, Bush, are accountable. You, Chertoff, are accountable. If this country's attacked, you are accountable. Your fault. If it's anything that you knew about this guy that you, out of a sense of duty, didn't bring forward, you're wrong. Already, buyer's remorse. And how's he going to maintain his power? Leverage. What leverage have you turned over him that is the most detrimental to this country? The power of the military and the power of that nuclear football. Obama, I'm telling you now, do not turn this military under the guise of security and martial law and protection of this country on our people. Do not do it. There are still some of us, I believe, that will die for this country. You do not have the best interest of this country at heart, and neither does that idiot that you placed as your chief of staff. During Desert Storm, we saw where his loyalty lay. He ran straight to Israel. The punk. He's a punk. And if I find one, ever, any CIA punks, look, you know my background. I will know when you're coming around. I'm going to go out there and confront you, and it's going to be filmed. I've got video set, ready to go. I'm going to film everything, and I will put it, now I have to say stuff like this, I will place it to the outside world, the German media, when you start harassing me. So stay off my back. But you are punks. And Bush, you're a punk. If this nation's attacked in the next 7 years, if this nation goes to hell in a handbag, you're accountable. Your legacy is mud. I'm not afraid of any of you people. The media is. Fox News is afraid of you. Yeah, who's looking out for you? It is not Fox News, folks. Yeah, I'm passionate about it. But I'm like Chris Matthews. I'm going to tell the truth about how I feel. Matthews, what garbage. I hope you lose your job. I hope that people quit listening to you. The three of them that do, I hope they quit listening to you now. So that finally maybe they'll send you away. Go somewhere else with your blathering. You're not a man. That's a punk thing to say. You're disgusting. God bless the late, great America.